So thank you very much for the survey today. If I get a chance, I'm going to update and edit this video, but in a much shorter form with a focus on a single issue and anything that might be affecting it and some additional information. But here is the unedited version, and in the email there are all the recommendations and actions. I've used AI to do it, just makes it quicker and also more accurate. Less is dropped through, and I quickly read through it to check that it all makes sense. But I will double check before sending the final version. Note, I do the data loggers when I send off the final version. So thank you very much, and have a listen. Looking at the neighbouring side, it doesn't look like it's got a basement. It has also been damp-proofed itself. Those dots at the base of the wall. Well, on the other side of the wall, lots of wine. But no water on this side. The electrics are coming in there. The water is going there. So this is probably the heating system, is it?
On the left there.
Yeah.
No, the heating system's actually at the back of the house.
Is it?
Yeah, but the mains comes in through the.
Is this the mains?
Yeah, that's your mains there, I think.
God, they're quite thin pipes here, though. Well, they're just splitting in different directions or something. Okay. Anyway, the point is that there's this one here, but this is a push fit, but it feels dry. It doesn't feel like it's a source. So a push fit there. No, but it feels dry. It doesn't feel like it's coming from there. Daisy, even though I don't think this is causing internal damp, I will check, but you have vulnerability here. This paint should be repaired. I'll give you some more instructions on it. But yeah, so you want to go back to, ideally go back to brick and put the same paint. If you can find out what paint was used originally, cover it. But go as far back to brick as you can. This is my working theory.
Okay.
But I'm prepared to disprove myself. But
okay.
Is that your neighbour, the cellar is perfectly dry. There are no signs of a leak or dampness in the cellar or anything that would account for you having dampness specifically here. But this area here, he's got wine racked up to about this level, and that wine, I mean, it's actually fine, you know, it's his choice to do that, but what will happen is that it will remain cold for longer, and it will act as a heat sink and remove heat from the wall here and make it vulnerable to condensation.
Okay.
And whereas the other parts of your property have been damp-proofed, and damp-proofing doesn't deal with the root cause of damp, and in this case I think it's probably condensation was always the problem.
Right.
And I'll have a look at that.
Okay.
But that's my working theory, and that would account for the shape, the location and the colour.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're getting a leak, so water passing through building material, you'll expect to see a brown stain.
Okay.
Because it picks up the pigmentation from the brick, and there's no pigmentation here.
No.
It's in the centre of the property. It's so typically internal party wall has less insulation than external wall. But if it's cold next door, then obviously you're going to get the heat loss from the neighbouring side. The other thing is the it's not, if you had rising damp, which you don't have in London because the water's pumped out, you would have a line of dampness all the way along. It'd be visible all the way along, yet it's just centred in one place.
Yeah.
Now there can be a lot of different reasons for that, but
Okay.
because they might have treated the other walls for rising damp, which would hide the problem but not deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have a look at your ventilation now. I've explained it in the earlier part of the video, but you've got you've got penetrating damp, so the brown staining is because the water's going through the brickwork.
Right.
Just like there's no brown staining, so that's why I think it's condensation. In this case, there is staining because the water's going all the way through.
Okay.
And it's because of the flaking paint, and it's getting in behind the...
Is that so the outside needs to be repainted?
Yeah.
Ideally.
Or back to brick, or either or.
Okay.
But do you know what the original paint was that they used? Have they
No.
left you any information?
No.
Have they left any pots or?
No, what for outside? I think it was painted before then, so they only owned it for 2 years.
So as a general rule, it's better to have no paint.
Really?
If you have paint, it's better to be impermeable. But if you don't know the permeability, if you can't go back to brick, if you can go back to brick, great. But it's relatively expensive, and you can use chemicals and sandblast it. But if you can't go back to brick, which is in most cases, then you have to be as impermeable or completely impermeable as the previous layer. What you don't want to put is permeable paint on top of impermeable, because it just get in behind and it will carry on.
Okay, that's good
so
to know. So yeah, there's also this little room in there which is definitely got an issue. You have to like really slam it open. You don't have to really. But yeah.
So this is understairs storage.
So yeah, it's.
Well, what I say to people is that this was designed as a cellar, cold cellar. You're always going to get some leaking from above, and it doesn't get any heat and air circulation. So you're always going to have issues in this. Just be mindful of that, really.
Okay. But it doesn't, I guess, because it doesn't really matter to you much, because I'm not.
Yeah. If you wanted to make it habitable, I mean, I have seen places that use what's called cavity membrane.
Yes, I think that was something that was looked at one point.
It's expensive. It's too expensive to justify.
Because I can't store like clothes in there or anything. It's just not the right. But I can put suitcases. It's fine for what it is.
Yeah, but so long as you know what you can and can't put in there.
Yeah, I think it's not the nicest.
You can use a dehumidifier, but then
I've got dehumidifier.
But you could do specifically in there. But I'm not sure it's worth it.
Okay.
Worth it. It's up to you. I mean,
weird in some places, but.
So it's dry here, which it wouldn't be if it was rising down, and it's completely wet here. So, so this is their cellar starts and comes down. It's the front as well. Maybe that's been damp proofed. That's why it's not. That's why it's hiding it. And then the kitchen. Yes, okay then. You often get damp issues around here. There's signs of past dampness there, but it looks fine now. Your extractor fan isn't going out, so it's just going straight up there. So any vapour from cooking is not going out the window.
Right.
So roughly 1/4 litre per person per day is generated by cooking. Different styles generate different amounts of water, but you can reduce it by cooking with tops on pots and pans.
Okay.
The other thing is that you're relatively open plan. I don't suppose you close the door often, so which isn't a problem. But we're going to focus on the data loggers. That's going to tell us a lot.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to keep the internal dew point below the outside temperature at all times. But I'll show you more about that.
Okay.
It's going nowhere. Just going. So when you put it on, if I put my, how does it turn on?
It's just here.
Just put your hand up there.
Oh, it's literally going.
It's doing nothing.
I didn't know that.
I don't know how to turn that. It wouldn't pass building regs,
Really?
and since 2012, they need to put it ducted out, and clearly that hasn't happened. So
Oh my god,
that's
I
your
did not know that.
predecessors.
No, I did all of this.
Sorry.
This is all done recently. This is literally.
Well, your builder should have known
I
and
know.
done it correctly.
Didn't tell me that. So yeah, I did all of it. Everything you see has been like completely taken out and redone.
Can you go out that way?
What do you mean?
So that's the back side return, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's.
So you could.
I thought there was a.
You could put a hole in over there and put a vent in all the way out that way.
I thought that's what that was, but it's not. That's the boiler, isn't it?
I
I guess that means whoever was here before didn't have one either.
I think you're probably right. But you could just lose the top part of that, just have a pipe going across there, and then out. So that's one way of dealing it. The other way is just
being more mindful.
Being mindful with tops and pots and pans. Perhaps close that door and have this door open if you're doing pasta, or run a dehumidifier. So we actually use a dehumidifier more than we use the extractor fan because it's relatively noisy. So that's an alternative.
Okay.
Really above and beyond that, you want to just keep the internal dew point down. Dew point's a measure of the amount of vapour in air, and unless it's going out or it's being removed by a dehumidifier, you'll get more, and it will cause this.
And it's coming from the brick, that colour there.
Oh, test it. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, that one's passing through. What have you got on the other side here? Is this? That's upstairs,
them, isn't it?
I reckon that's something to do with upstairs. We'll have a look.
That did come
all the way across there. They've got a platform, haven't they?
They've got yeah.
But your extractor fan's off.
Yes, I turn it on and off when I use it.
You should leave it on there and turn it and use the lights, and it should have an overrun of half an hour. And you want to keep it running for half an hour with the door closed.
Really? Okay.
So that the vapour goes out. I'll just check that it's working, but don't use that. That's for electricians.
Ah, okay.
So
I didn't know it. Does it definitely go off?
Well,
it has to.
Well, we'll test it.
Okay.
Find out. We'll leave it for
turning it
half
on
an
and
hour.
off.
Yeah. Well, don't
do that. Okay.
Because that is just next to the damp wall, isn't it? So this is probably your primary cause. You get half a litre per person per day comes from the shower. And if you have 2 showers a day, that's per shower. If you have 2 showers a day, then that's a lot.
Okay.
Drying hair produces a lot of vapour as well.
Really?
Because if you think of wet hair, how heavy it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the stats are, but it's not that it's a problem, but it's just more awareness.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll try upstairs. So your neighbour's wall has also got paint on it, and water is passing into the brickwork. You can see sufficient water to grow plants, and I would say in that corner you probably have another issue of drainage, but I'll have a look. The outflow is not very strong, but I'm just going to... I'll measure it from the inside. On the inside, it's running at 7.2, 7.568 litres a second. It should be 15. So I'll see if I can improve it. It's lasting long enough. It seems to have a half an hour overrun, so that's good. But obviously you don't want to turn it off. A simple case of just cleaning the flaps can dramatically improve the airflow so that they're not impeding the airflow, and they were quite dirty, so we'll see how that's improved it. So it has gone up, probably by 10% or so, but it's all in the right direction. Thermal imaging camera. And it shows you where hot is and cold is, so where the blue is cold. Now in winter I would expect to see, especially at night, a big blue patch around where the damp is, which is here, but it's not really showing up at this time of year just because there's no real heat differential, but that would highlight it, and equally here as well. But Water drying out will cause localised cooling, but again, it's not really going to. You're really not going to notice it this time of year, particularly.
Okay. Cool.
Shall I look in, see if there are any other zones of...
Yeah, feel free to go in there. This is the one room where I feel like there hasn't been many issues, but...
I think you've got something up there.
Oh,
There.
perfect.
Perfect not.
Oh, up there.
Yeah. Top there. To use this, they cost about £500. This, in my opinion, is better, and it costs £20.
Okay.
And the reason the only difference is this isn't calibrated. So, but from your point of view, you're using it to find out whether you're drying out. It will take 6 to 9 months to dry out,
okay.
but at least you can get a sense of whether it's going in the right direction. You want to put it onto masonry, and then you can just see and sort of either mark or note where the highest point is, where it's 100%, and then over time you should see it descend.
Okay, I will definitely buy one.
It's a good idea, just so you know that I'm not talking complete rubbish.
No, it's okay.
You okay if I... Oh, okay, I don't need to stand anywhere. So you got that, you've got the brown staining.
Yeah.
And that will be from the paint. It should probably be affecting the paper as well. So what I was saying to you is, certainly the other side is not urgent.
Right.
This side you've got timber, and that will affect your neighbours more than it affects you, and there's a risk of rot.
Right.
So what can happen at any time? I don't think you'll have dry rot there, but if you do, that's quite a big cost, and it's probably their cost, or it could be a shared, I don't know. But it'll be their joist.
Okay.
Obviously, you'll be below it, so it's not that you won't be affected, but not. I'd say the risk is low, but that strikes me as being much more urgent than the other one. That one I say, a year you'd be fine. It's not going to make a huge difference because there's no real timber there. But there's joists that will be holding up your neighbour's floorboards.
Right.
And they won't want their baby to fall down. So I'm going to have a look on the outside for the causes, but I think it's the same as we've seen before, which is the paintwork peeling. Yeah, may actually also be there. I think it's a combination of factors, but the paintwork, I wouldn't be surprised if you got overflowing gutter. Have a look during a rainstorm. I think that amount of dampness there suggests either historic or current overflowing gutter, and then you can see dribble marks there. And it will just find its cracks. So this obviously, you can see this. I'm standing here and you can see it's cracked there, but higher up there's probably some cracking as well. And while we're talking about it here, this is in the bathroom, so you won't notice it, but there's dampness in this wall because it's growing plants, and down there. And it's been damp-proofed against rising damp, although there's no rising damp in this area. Trying to block dampness, presumably because it was penetrating damp, so it's hiding the problem rather than dealing with it with another plant. For the record, you've also got plants down here. It's just telling me that water's getting into the wall, supporting plant life, despite it being a really warm, sunny, dry summer. The star is the front area, the flower is here, the smiley face is over there, is it?
It's where do you want to put them?
No, where did you have it?
Oh, it was over there.
The smiley face was over there, and the heart was in your bedroom?
The kitchen. The
kitchen, okay. The heart of the house.
Exactly.
Right, so let's just have a look at this. Oh, look, they're all showing the same. There's a slight difference there. So we can bring this one, we should be able to calibrate that and bring it down. This calibration. so annoying way. I don't normally use these glasses. I think it will be fine, but I can't actually see where the calibration is. I'm not familiar with this particular device. It'll be fine, or we can maybe press that. Oh no, calibration. Oh yeah, you can calibrate. So minus 0.8. There you go. And then back. Well, hopefully that will change the data. So what I want you to do is, if you, I'm going to try it because I'm not familiar with this, but updated and export data, and oh, you can do all three. But
and then I think it wants you to.
You go to settings. So I always do to the earliest possible, and it will default, and then do to now. I think this is Govi, and then export and confirm.
Email to me
dated. So that's, and then you can just send it to me.
Okay.
I just wanted to check, does it have the, doesn't say what the interval is. It seems to be 5 minutes or something. Okay, let's see what comes out, and I'll see what I can do with it.
Okay.
First instance, I'll put the graph online. So I'll put your data online, which will generate a graph. I only look at 2 data loggers at the same time, so it's a comparison between 2. And it shows me the dew point differential, which is the difference in the amount of vapour in one room compared to the other room. And it will give you an idea as to whether you're generating a lot of vapour in one place, so for instance the bathroom, and that it's affecting the rest of the flat,
Right.
or whether you're extracting vapour sufficiently from bathroom and kitchen.
Okay.
So we know there's a problem, so it's good to have a base lined, but it is summertime-ish. The real problem is in October, and a lot of the issues that you're seeing, so you bought in March, did you say? A lot of the problems were probably early in April, and even your predecessors. And your builder did some sort of damp proofing, but nothing's fairly superficial.
Yeah.
Because it's just come back. You can upload. I'd be really keen if you do it. A lot of people just don't want to do it because it's.
I'll do it.
It's fussy and mathematical and all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I've tried to make it as easy as possible, and I'm sure you'll be fine. It's just uploading the data. I'll show you what I do in the first instance, and if you then like trying to do it in October and just see what's happening, and understand that you always want to keep the internal dew point, which is a measure of the amount of vapour in air. It's also the temperature of condensation takes place. You want to keep that below the outside temperature at all times. The reason why is that somewhere like that is going to be close to the outside temperature, not least because they got wine on the other side, or water, or, a body of water, which is going to remove heat. So it's going to be similar to the outside temperature on that wall, and if you have internal vapour that has a dew point above that, then you've got a very strong risk of getting condensation, and that's what you've got here.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So should I put one in the bathroom, and where's the other one? Where?
Oh, so what are you putting in the bedroom then? You
This
put
one in the bedroom.
Star in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Flower in the bathroom.
Okay. Should I just,
And
can they just go anywhere, these things? Or do they have to like be near?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
So does that turn off in the end? I feel like it doesn't.
Okay, it's still going.
Yeah,
but
I feel like it doesn't turn off. Which is weird.
well, having a continuous flow extractor fan is not a bad thing. It's not making a lot of noise.
Okay.
For now, see how you feel about it. If not, you can just do it manually, half an hour. If you're away, just leave it going. If you're working from home, just give it half an hour, keep the door closed, and do it manually if you find that it's continuous flow. It hasn't turned off now.
Do you think the dryer will be affecting things?
Is it? Oh, it's a condenser dryer, is it?
What's that? I don't
That
know.
means do you have like a?
I don't have to
door?
take it out.
You don't.
I don't take out
But it
water.
just means it's plumbed in there. Let's have a look.
Because I can't live without it.
No, I'm with you. But I'll see if I can look it up.
Okay. The washing out. It's all quite like that.
So sometimes these dryers produce a lot of vapour.
Yeah.
Because it's humid and hot.
Yeah.
What you can do later on is put a data logger in here.
Okay.
But you can remove it with a dehumidifier, so that's an alternative.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay.
From a cost point of view, the biggest problem is the external paint.
Right.
And that's causing penetrating damp here and the kitchen. And that's a whole building thing, which, apart from the fact that they're almost bound to have some damp upstairs, there is a risk of rot to the timber in the back room, which I guess is their living room or something.
Okay.
So that will be of interest to them.
Okay, so shall I speak to them about that?
Yeah, I mean,
Shall I?
I'll put it in the second part.
Okay.
So I'll do it in two things. This is just the recording, and you may not want to share that element, but in the second bit, I will just do it to our voice up rather than having our conversation. Basically.
Okay, that would be great.
The way you should really have a dehumidifier running
Okay.
and sitting in the sink or in the bathroom, dripping into the sink. You've got a dehumidifier.
Yes.
Did I see what size it is?
It's in here. I haven't actually opened it.
You want to have a 20 litre.
It's here.
It's relatively small.
Is it too small?
Yeah. It would be too small for the amount of vapour that's generated. You need to, so it's probably, you normally get a clue from the name. I would say, but I don't know, I'd say that's probably taking about 5 litres a second. It needs to be, 5 litres a day. It needs to be 20 litres a day.
Okay.
It needs to be, they're normally much bigger. I know that's not
It's gonna
great,
be
but
ugly.
it won't be ugly. You'll make something really interesting out of it, I know.
Okay.
I'm sure your neighbours will cooperate, but everyone has challenges, and I don't think it needs to be especially expensive for painting that. You may be talking about 1,000 each, both sides, but possibly a tad more. But it depends if scuffing's involved. But it doesn't need to be. But it would be a lot more expensive if rot develops, and if there's dry rot, you could be talking about 10, 20,000, 30,000. And if you put it in letter, you put it on notice that you believe that it needs to be done, and that there's a risk of rot to their side, then I think they'll be the ones that will be interested if the floorboards collapse. And you will to some extent. You will to some extent, but they will as well.
Okay.
So I think you have to work together, and it's a building, and it's not always easy, but
Okay.
yeah, it's down there. Right, so you get a risk of heat loss in this area here, but I'll have a look on the outside. Sometimes what happens is you get it marginally penetrates through, but not all the way, so you're not getting the brown staining, but you get heat loss, which causes the brick to dampen, lose heat, and increase the risk of condensation.
Okay.
You got dampness here where the paint is cracking.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not in great state of repair, but it should be fine, and the water seems to run away. Your neighbour has got... your gas has come off at the top. Your damp pipe has come off, which should probably account for why your neighbour's is like that. Can't really see, but yeah.
What's come on?
So the gas has come